Hey Emma, we're at the restaurant. Just got seated at your favorite corner booth. Marco's already asking about you. Says he's got fresh truffles specially for your pizza.
I don't think I'll be coming after all.
What? Oh, is everything okay? Did something come up?
Everything's fine. I just don't feel like pizza tonight.
But we've been planning this for weeks. Kate took time off work specially for this. She even brought that wine you love, the one from that vineyard we visited last summer.
This restaurant is just too basic for me now. I only dine at Michelin-starred restaurants these days.
Basic? What are you talking about? You were here 3 months ago raving about it.
That just shows how much you're living in the past.
3 months is living in the past?
You said it yourself. I was here 3 months ago and said it was the best pizza I'd ever had.
Yeah, and you ate 3 whole pizzas by yourself.
Stop bringing that up! That was before!
Before what? What's changed in 3 months that suddenly makes Marco's pizza too basic?
Before I got engaged, if you must know.
Engaged? When did this happen?
2 weeks ago. I was going to announce it today, but this place is just too beneath me now.
2 weeks? And you didn't tell us? We talk almost every day.
I wanted to make it special, but not here. Not in this establishment.
Beneath you? Emma, what's gotten into you? This is Kate's birthday.
I'm marrying into wealth, Sarah. Real wealth. My fiancé's family owns a real estate empire.
And that means you can't eat pizza anymore? That you have to ditch your best friend's birthday?
Not just any real estate company. They're the real estate company in the city. He's the heir.
So this sudden attitude is because you got engaged to someone rich?
Not just rich. He's the future CEO. You really don't understand what this means, do you?
What I understand is that my friend is bailing on a birthday dinner we've planned for weeks.
You wouldn't understand. I have to maintain certain standards now. This place, it's just so common.
Common? You recommended it to everyone. Your Instagram is full of Marco's pizzas.
Delete those posts if you see them. They don't reflect my current status.
Current status? Emma, you were literally here last month using your loyalty card.
That was the old me, the commoner me. Now I'm joining the elite.
The elite? Emma, you were complaining about pizza prices last month.
Well, I've always been the prettiest of us three. It's natural I'd marry up. Plain Sarah and Kate could never pull this off.
Did you seriously just call us plain? Who even are you right now?
Oh, don't be so sensitive. I'm actually being nice here. Most people who marry up completely cut ties with their old friends.
How generous of you to keep your plain friends around.
I know, I'm really doing you both a favor. Though you'll need to understand things will be different now.
Different how exactly?
No more places like this. No more basic restaurants. I can't risk lowering his status because of me.
Lower his status? By eating pizza? The same pizza you called heaven on earth last month?
Exactly. Finally, you're understanding.
Kate took a day off work for this. She's been looking forward to it for weeks.
She should be thanking me. Now she can say she knows someone who dines at LeBlanc.
I understand that you're being ridiculous. This is Kate's birthday celebration.
I'll make it up to her at my wedding. The food there will be way better anyway.
You're really going to ruin her birthday and then try to make up for it at your wedding?
Why not? It'll be the most luxurious event you've ever attended. You should be thanking me for even inviting you.
Thanking you? For ruining our friend's birthday?
For giving you the opportunity to experience real luxury. Besides, if you're so upset, I'll just pay for everything. I'll cover the entire bill for this restaurant. Will that satisfy you?
Keep your money. We don't need your charity.
Fine. Don't blame me when you regret missing out on connections to wealthy people.
The only thing I regret is thinking you were still our friend.
Whatever. I have a reservation at LeBlanc to get to anyway. That's a real restaurant.
You know what? Go. Just go, but don't expect us to pretend this didn't happen.
Oh, please, you'll both come crawling back when you see my new lifestyle. Consider this your first lesson in social climbing.
Goodbye, Emma. I hope your real restaurant serves a side of humility.
Bye! Enjoy your common little birthday party. I'll send you pictures of what real celebration looks like.
Our wardrobes to match the occasion. She sent a list of acceptable designers. Let me guess, nothing under 4 figures? 5 figures, actually. She says anything less would embarrass her. Though, I have to admit, I'm kind of curious about what they'll serve at this fancy wedding. Really? Yeah, I mean, yesterday's pizza was amazing, but she keeps talking about caviar and truffles. Oh God, do you think they'll actually serve caviar? I wouldn't even know how to eat it properly. Me neither. Should we look up fancy food etiquette? I don't want to embarrass myself. Kate, we're talking about Emma here. The same Emma who once ate pizza with a fork and knife because she saw it in a movie. True, but now she's going to all these high-end restaurants. Her entire Instagram is just fancy food pictures now. Remember when she posted that guide about how to make instant ramen fancy? That was literally 3 weeks ago. Now she's acting like she was born with a silver spoon. It's like she's becoming a completely different person. Just got another text. She's asking if I want her to introduce me to some wealthy single men at the wedding. Seriously? Says it's her duty as my successful friend to help me escape the common life too. Do you think she'll actually stay friends with us? Or is this just the beginning of her upgrading her social circle? Honestly, after all these texts, I'm not sure I want to stay friends. I know what you mean, but we've been friends since middle school. Speaking of the wedding, what are you going to wear? My usual wedding guest dress probably isn't elite enough now. Oh God, you're right. She'll probably expect us to wear designer dresses or something. Want to go shopping together? We can look for something nice, but not ridiculously expensive. Yes, please. I need moral support for this. When are you free? How about this weekend? We can get brunch first. At a common restaurant, of course. Perfect, as long as it's not LeBlanc. You know what's funny? I actually have a meeting near LeBlanc next week. For work? Yeah, but I better not mention that to Emma. She might have a meltdown if she finds out common people like us go there for business. Your secret's safe with me. Marco's at 11 on Saturday?
Meanwhile, you two are still stuck in your common lives.
There's that word again. Common. Do you even hear yourself?
I'm just being honest. You two are still living like regular people.
Common lives? We have careers we worked hard for.
Oh, please. What's a regular office job compared to marrying into wealth? Do you know how many connections you get access to?
We don't want your connections. We were happy with our friend.
Your friend is trying to help you, to elevate you.
Is that all you care about now? Status and connections?
Of course, that's how the elite world works, but clearly you wouldn't understand that.
No, I guess we wouldn't.
You know what? I've tried to be patient. I've tried to help you understand.
Patient? You've been condescending and rude for months.
relatives are all whispering. Please, you have to help me reach Kate. He said the guest was here because of her, but that's impossible, right? How would Kate know any celebrities?
Kate knows celebrities? This is the first I'm hearing of it.
That's what I'm saying. It must be a mistake. I've been calling her nonstop, but she won't answer. Put her on the phone. Sarah, please. My whole future is falling apart.
Maybe you should have thought about that before treating us like dirt. Sorry, Emma. I blocked you, so I won't be answering any of your calls.
Kate? Please explain what's going on. How can you possibly have connections to celebrities? This has to be a misunderstanding. You're just Kate.
Just Kate? The plain, common Kate?
I didn't mean, Please explain.
Well, I'm their talent manager.
What?
The special guest, Jack Young, I'm his exclusive manager. I actually scouted him myself. He debuted thanks to me, and we've been working together ever since.
Jack Young? The Jack Young? The one my future mother-in-law is obsessed with?
The very same.
What? You work at a talent agency? Since when?
I couldn't let go of my old dream.
Old dream?
You don't remember? Just like how you always talked about marrying rich, I always talked about wanting to be in the entertainment industry.
Now that you mention it.
But you always laughed at my dreams. Kate can't be a star, only pretty girls can do that, you'd say. That actually hurt a lot, you know.
Well...
You were right, though. I couldn't become a star. I tried being an indie performer for a while, but it didn't work out.
That was years ago. I was just joking.
Of course you didn't. You were too busy making fun of my unrealistic dreams.
That was years ago.
After quitting performing, I worked at a regular company, but I couldn't let go of my dream. Even if I couldn't be a star myself, I wanted to help talented people succeed. That's why I switched to working in a talent agency.
And that's how you discovered Jack Young? That's incredible!
The credit goes to him. He worked incredibly hard at every job. All I did was try my best to find opportunities that would advance his career. That's when your fiancé happened to reach out to me.
He did?
He'd heard somewhere that I was Jack's manager. He contacted me a while back saying, "Would you please have him as our special guest? My mother and relatives are all huge fans. It would make the wedding amazing."
And Jack Young actually agreed?
He agreed right away, saying he wanted to return the favor for all the support.
I had no idea.
Just to be clear, I didn't tell him to leave. He made that decision himself after seeing how you treated us.
No. This can't be happening. Please, Kate, could you and Sarah come back? If you do, I'm sure he'll return too. Then the wedding can continue and it won't be canceled.
What? But don't we need to pay $1,000 just to attend? Besides, I don't want to celebrate the wedding of someone who's no longer my friend.
Forget the money. Forget everything I said. Please, just come back. I'll take back what I said about cutting ties.
Not my problem anymore. Don't regret cutting ties now. Have a lovely wedding. favor to please not be too hard on you.
Oh,
That's why he reduced the cancellation fee from the full $20,000 to just $10,000. He said, I bear some responsibility as the groom, too.
Kate did that for me?
Yes, the same Kate you called plain and common.
I can't believe it. After I cut ties with you both, you still helped me like that.
By the way, the film set tour was a huge hit. The ex-groom's family became even bigger fans of Jack, and they've decided to hire him for their company's commercial. Kate got a huge contract thanks to this. Everything worked out perfectly.
Wait a minute, what do you mean by huge contract?
Don't you remember where I work? I'm at an advertising production company. We got the contract for that commercial. Kate really helped us land a great deal.
What? That's not fair. I lost my fiancé, my wedding, and now I have to pay a fortune while you two get successful business deals? How is that working out perfectly?
Karma works in mysterious ways, doesn't it?
This isn't fair. I was supposed to be the successful one.
Hey, you should be grateful you only have to pay $10,000. This is what karma looks like. Though, unfortunately, this is where our paths part ways.
But
Well, goodbye then. As your former friend, I hope you manage to pay it off quickly.
wait, please don't go. I'll change, I promise. I'll never look down on anyone again. I'll go back to eating pizza.
It's too late for that, Emma. You showed us who you really are.
But what am I supposed to do now?
Maybe start by being the person you were before all this, the one who got excited about pizza deals and didn't look down on her friends.
I don't know how anymore.
That's not our problem to solve. Goodbye, Emma.
Sarah, please, just one more chance.
You had plenty of chances. You chose status over friendship every single time.
I made a mistake.
The delivery guys to get free pizza. That, Emma, she wasn't so bad. No, she wasn't. Too bad she decided to become someone else. Think she'll ever go back to being herself? Maybe someday, but we won't be there to see it. You're right. So, Marco's next week, I'm buying. Only if you let me treat you to dessert after. A year has passed since Emma's failed wedding, and the aftermath changed all our lives in unexpected ways. Emma had to move back in with her parents after losing both her luxury condo deposit and her old apartment. The $10,000 debt forced her back to the common job she'd so proudly announced she was leaving. She sits in a smaller cubicle now, bringing packed lunches to work. A far cry from her days of mocking others for doing the same. The irony isn't lost on me that while Emma's attempt to elevate herself led to her downfall, Kate and I found success by simply being ourselves. Kate's talent management career has taken off. She's now managing 3 rising stars alongside Jack Young. My advertising agency opened a new entertainment department after that successful campaign. We still meet at Marco's for pizza monthly. Sometimes I wonder if Emma misses these simple pleasures, but then I remember how quickly she threw away 15 years of friendship for her luxury lifestyle. The biggest lesson? True friendship and hard work are worth more than any social status could ever be.
Hi, Natalie! I'm home from work. Are you seriously not gonna greet your husband? And why is the house this dark? No lights and no food. You've been home all day. What the hell have you been doing? Get back here, now! Don't ignore me!
I told you this morning, Gatlin. I've gone back to my parents' place. I'm officially on maternity leave and starting my pre-birth stay at home. You can't be home all the time to take care of me, so my parents will do that instead. Why are you acting surprised?
Wait, what? You left? Since when the hell was that happening? Why didn't you tell me?
I did, this morning, right before you left for work. Remember? I said today was the day.
I don't remember that! You never told me about this returning home plan either!
Gatlin, we've been over this several times. You just don't listen when I talk. You're either looking at your phone, zoning out, or nodding without hearing a word. Don't act like this is new info.
Don't get smart with me. You just left without permission. You're my wife. You can't just up and go like that.
I'm not asking your permission to safely give birth to our child. You knew this was the plan. You just didn't care enough to remember.
What the hell are you even doing over there? So you just ditch your husband and leave me to fend for myself? That's not how a wife acts. If you're gonna disappear, the least you could have done is leave food in the fridge. Prep some meals. Set out my clothes for the next few months. Make sure the house was set so I don't have to do anything.
You want me to cook 3 months worth of meals before leaving and prep 3 months of outfits? Are you serious? You're a grown man.
Start acting like it. Excuse me? I work! I bust my ass out there every day! You sit at home doing God knows what! You owe me some basic support!
I'm pregnant, Gatlin. I'm carrying your child. You think I'm just sitting around? I've got prenatal appointments. I cook and clean. I've been organizing everything for the baby, dealing with nausea, back pain, and fatigue. Don't call that doing nothing.
You're still home all day. I pay for everything, so don't talk like we're equals. My money's what keeps this house running. You don't work anymore. I'm the one holding this family together.
You're unbelievable. I didn't quit my job. I'm on maternity leave. You think carrying a child is easy? You've never lifted a finger to help, and now you're angry because I'm not home to wait on you hand and foot?
Whatever. You leaving like this, that makes you a failure as a wife. You didn't ask, you didn't prepare, and now I've got to suffer? This isn't how marriage works. This is betrayal. You just left me like I don't matter.
This isn't about you. It's about me and the baby, and me needing a safe, peaceful place to prepare for childbirth. Something you clearly can't offer. I had to leave before I lost my mind.
Oh, don't be so dramatic. Look, I'll order takeout tonight, whatever, but you're coming back tomorrow. A wife's #1 job is to take care of her husband. That's just common sense.
You didn't just say that.
dead serious? What kind of wife just bails right before dinner?
Unbelievable. I'm not a maid. I'm not your mother. I'm your pregnant wife, and I'm finally doing what's best for me and the baby.
You've changed. You used to be sweeter. Now you're always so cold. What happened to you?
Pregnancy, disrespect, neglect, your entitlement. Take your pick.
You keep this up and I might just replace you. You're lucky I haven't walked out yet.
You've already walked out in every way that counts. Emotionally, mentally, you're gone. I've been doing this alone for months. Hello, Natalie. Just letting you know I've arrived at the house. Since you are off playing around at your parents' place, I'll be staying here from now on to take care of Gatlin. Excuse me? You're in our house? Of course. Gatlin called me crying, said you abandoned him and left him to starve. A man shouldn't have to live like this, so I'll be helping. I did not abandon him. He knew I was leaving. He just didn't care to listen. You're a wife. Your place is with your husband. All this going back home for childbirth nonsense is just selfish. In my day, we stayed and served our men until the contractions started. No excuses. I'm not you, and you are not the one carrying this baby. I have every right to return home for support. You just don't want to take care of your duties. A lazy, disrespectful girl who seduced my son with your fancy bras and then threw him away. What? You've been through my drawers? I had to see what kind of woman my son married. So far, very disappointing. Lingerie like a temptress, dresses like a nun, no balance, no grace. That is a complete violation of my privacy. You had no right to touch my things. A wife is family, not a stranger. And this house needs a woman who actually knows how to clean, which is why I'm doing a full inspection, top to bottom. You are crossing every line imaginable. And you, dear, are failing every expectation imaginable. This is a perfect chance for me to take over. So rest easy. I'll take care of Utah from now on. How generous of you, but you can't take my place as his wife. Oh, don't be so sure. I'll make sure this house is spotless, your husband is fed, and your disgraceful influence is wiped clean. And when that baby comes, you will inform us immediately. No pain meds, no C-section. You give birth like a real woman, naturally. That is not your decision. Oh, but it is. You're having our grandchild. Pain makes it real. Only cowards choose the easy way out. That's cruel. Birth is painful enough. You don't get to shame people for how they deliver their child. You'll see. You'll thank me one day. After all, the pain will finally make you into a real mother. Hey, Gatlin, what the hell is this? I came home and found divorce papers in the living room. And your stuff's mostly gone. You finally came back just to leave again?
Wow, you really didn't get it? Yeah, I came back, but just to pick up the rest of my stuff. Well, good. Then take those papers and file them. I already signed. And that house already sold. I'm done, Natalie. I've got nothing left for you. You never came back from your parents' place like you said you would. You ignored your husband, treated me like I didn't matter. I don't want some half-assed wife who puts everything else first. I'm starting fresh in a new place, new house, new life. And you're still whining about the whole maternity leave thing?
You moved out and filed for divorce just because I stayed with my parents after childbirth? You didn't even bother to ask why.
Don't twist it. You're the one who shut me out. You made my mom uncomfortable, too. She came over all the time to help while you were away, cleaned, organized, helped me out, all because you disappeared. She said you treated her like crap, told her not to touch your stuff, yelled at her for trying to help.
That's not what happened. I only told her to stop going through my personal belongings. That's it. I never yelled. She was crossing the line, and I asked her to stop. I was polite.
Yeah, right. Don't try to play the victim now. You insulted my mother after everything she did for us. You've always been ungrateful. She cried to me, you know that? Said she couldn't take it anymore. You think any man would keep a wife like that?
So this is what it all comes down to? Your mom says jump and you leapt. I was barely home from the hospital and you started this crap.
You were useless even before that. Couldn't cook, couldn't clean while you were pregnant. Then you go and give birth by C-section. I doubt that kid is even mine. If he was, he would have been born naturally like every other kid in my family. That C-section crap, that's for weak women and other men's babies.
You what? Are you seriously saying my son isn't yours because I had a C-section? Do you even hear yourself?
Don't act shocked. You cheated the birth. You couldn't even do that right. I don't want the kid. Take him with you.
Well, newsflash, I'm not your wife anymore. And thank God I didn't bring the baby. I didn't come back from maternity leave. I came to pick up the last of my stuff. We're already divorced.
What the hell are you talking about? When did we get divorced?
3 days after I gave birth, I checked out of the hospital and went straight to the city office. Filed everything that day. Today, I left the baby with my parents and came to pack up. Didn't think you'd actually have your own signed form waiting on the table too. I thought maybe I acted too rashly. But turns out you wanted a divorce too, so we're good.
No, hold on. You're not serious. You actually filed it right after giving birth?
Just like you. I ran out of love, Gatlin. And those disgusting texts from you and your mom, that was the final straw. You didn't even say congrats when our son was born. You just bashed me for the surgery. After that, I was done.
Are you insane? I didn't mean any of it. I never really wanted to divorce you. I thought you'd come running back if I scared you a little, made you take me seriously again. That's all it was. I even set up a new room for us in the new house. You were supposed to follow me. It was a wake-up call.
What the hell? You tried to scare me into submission by threatening divorce, and you got your mom involved? This is some sick manipulation.
She told me it was time to teach the bride her place, that I needed to show who's boss. She handed me the papers and said it was time to draw the line. So I signed them.
You're beyond stupid. But oh, fun fact, that signature of yours, I already had it.
Huh?
Yeah. Your mom gave me a signed divorce form a while back. Said I could use it anytime I wanted to stop being her daughter-in-law. Guess she didn't think I'd actually do it.
Wait. You're saying the divorce already went through?
Sure did. Remember when you two got drunk at my parents' place? You signed something green? That was it. She handed it to me the next morning. Said it was my get-out-of-jail-free card. So I used it, and the office already approved it.
You can't be serious.
I am. Anyway, I'll finish grabbing my stuff and head back to my real home now. Enjoy your new place, alone. I heard everything from Gatlin. First, you left and went back to your parents without permission. Now I hear you filed for divorce all on your own. Honestly, you really are the most selfish wife I've ever met. Right to the bitter end. Well, I guess this is a happy day for you then, isn't it? You've always wanted me out of the picture. Congratulations, your wish finally came true. Yes, actually, I am thrilled. A woman like you was never good enough for my son. So if you're really gone for good, I say, it's about time. Honestly, now that you're out of the way, I'm thinking I might just move in with Utah permanently. That new apartment of his is quite nice. Would be a shame to let it go to waste. By all means, go ahead. Gatlin's not exactly capable of surviving on his own anyway. At least now he'll have someone to pick up after him. He doesn't need to be on his own. He has me now, and unlike you, I know how to take care of a home. I can make sure he eats, cleans, gets to work on time, all the things you failed to do. How sweet. Then you two can split the rent together too, and the bills, and the laundry, and maybe even the loan repayments while you're at it. What are you talking about? Why would I have to pay rent? Utah's the one earning money. It's his apartment. Of course he'll be paying. I'll help with the housework, but don't expect me to touch anything related to money. That's going to be a problem, Pam. Gatlin can't afford that place on his own. Not even close. He could barely afford the last place, and that was with me covering the full loan repayment every month. Excuse me? What are you saying? I mean exactly what I said. I've been paying the full mortgage on our old place, not Gatlin, me, because his income wasn't enough. Now that I'm gone, you're going to have to help him if you don't want him drowning in debt. You're lying! Gatlin's a grown man with a full-time job. He told me everything was under control. Then he lied to you. The truth is, he took out a massive loan on that apartment without consulting me, said he wanted to be the man of the house. He insisted he'd make it work because he was planning to switch jobs and earn more. But that big promotion, it never happened. What are you talking about? He transferred companies, hoping for a sales job with performance bonuses. He said he'd prove himself and that this new job will change everything, but it didn't. He underperformed. And now he's stuck with a lower base salary than before, and none of the bonuses he counted on. Wait, so what's the earning now? His base pay is around $1,500 a month. He got one bonus once, maybe $1,000 extra, but since then, nothing. No commissions. He's been bringing home just the base salary, same last month and the one before that. You're joking! That's less than what I made at my part-time job when I was still working. He told me he was doing fine. He's not, but he was too proud to admit it, so I stepped up. I paid for everything, the loan, the utilities, groceries. I even gave him spending money because he couldn't afford lunch. You paid? Why didn't he ever tell me? Because he's your precious boy. And he couldn't stand the idea of you knowing your daughter-in-law was carrying the household, and even when he messed up, I stayed. He used to try. When he first lost money, he felt guilty. He apologized. Tried to make it up to me, but the moment I got pregnant, everything changed. It was like a switch flipped. Suddenly, I was nothing but a burden. What do you mean? I mean, the moment my income dropped because I had to go on maternity leave, he started treating me like garbage, told me I was living off his paycheck, that I was useless, that my only job was to cook, clean, and serve him, even though I'd been the one holding us together all this time. No, that can't be true. The truth isn't always pretty, Pam, but you wanted me gone, didn't you? Well, now the full responsibility is yours. The apartment, the bills, the food, the chores. Oh, and let's not forget, child support. Child support? Yes, we have a child on the way, remember? Gatlin may have failed as a husband, but he doesn't get to run away from being a father. He'll need to pay monthly support, and based on his income, he's not going to have much left afterward. You can't be serious! He can't even afford to live in that apartment with what he makes. Exactly. And whose fault is that? You wanted him to act like a man and provide, didn't you? Well, this is what happens when pride trumps reality. You're exaggerating. There's no way his income is that low. In this place, this tower apartment, you're telling me it costs how much? You'll have to check the lease yourself, but tower apartments, even cheap ones run over $1,000. Easily. More like $2,000. Good luck covering that on $1,500 a month. That's insane! Why did he even rent such a place? Because he wanted to impress people, wanted to feel like a man again, thought he could start fresh. Too bad he forgot you need money for that, not just bravado. He said you were the one who ruined everything, that you walked out, abandoned him. I left because I was tired of being treated like a doormat. Tired of being screamed at for not preparing dinner fast enough. Tired of being called lazy, even while carrying his child. He didn't want a partner, he wanted a servant. So now, Pam, you can be that servant. You can clean, cook, pay, support him. You said you wanted to live with him? Be my guest. Let's see how long that enthusiasm lasts when the bills start piling up. I didn't sign up for this. I just wanted to help him get back on his feet, not carry him. Welcome to my life, except I did it while pregnant, working, and constantly belittled. So forgive me if I don't feel very sorry for you. Anyway, I'm done here. I said what I needed to say. Just one final reminder. Make sure Gatlin remembers his responsibilities. Child support payments start next month. And no, I won't be giving him any extensions. You're really walking away from all this? I already did. Now it's your turn to pick up the pieces. Good luck, Pam. You'll need it.
Natalie, please, I'm begging you, explain everything to me again. Tell me how I messed it all up. Just help me understand. Please come back. Let's go back to being a family again. Please, I mean it. I'm sorry. I'm really, truly sorry. I can't do this without you. I got cocky. I thought I could handle everything on my own. I found a new apartment, signed the lease, all under the assumption that you'd come back, that you'd be here, that you'd help, that we'd live together again. But I didn't think it through. The rent's $2,200 a month. There's no way I can pay for this place by myself. I was stupid. I thought just having the place would fix everything. I realize now how wrong I was. I really do feel like I've become the old Utah again, not the arrogant guy you've seen recently. I lost sight of everything that mattered, and I ended up taking it out on you.
So now you remember how to sound human again. That's a change.
I haven't been earning as much as I hoped. I got frustrated, and instead of being honest, I lashed out at you. You didn't deserve that. None of this is your fault. It's all on me. Getting that apartment behind your back, spending money recklessly, blaming you for everything. I see it all now. I was the one who failed this family. But I'm sorry. I mean that. I'm trying to fix it, so please come back. You and the baby. Let's live together in this beautiful new place. Let's try to be a family again.
You being sorry is a good start, but it's far too late. You told me, right after I gave birth, that the baby might not even be yours. You looked me in the eyes and accused me of cheating. Do you have any idea how that felt?
I know! I was horrible! That was the worst thing I've ever said, and I hate myself for it. That's why I've been preparing everything, just in case you might come back. I bought a baby crib, got diapers, wipes, formula, clothes, toys, everything. I wanted you to feel like you could come home anytime.
You don't get it. Those things, they mean nothing to me now. You can't buy your way out of what you've done. You don't just erase betrayal with a crib. The only thing you can do now is pay child support. That's your only responsibility to us.
Wait, what? You're really serious about that?
Dead serious. We'll discuss the division of assets and child support payments soon, but from now on, all of that will go through legal channels. You'll hear from my lawyer shortly.
Natalie, you know how little I make. I already told you the rent here is $2,200 a month. You're still going to demand child support on top of that?
Your financial situation is not my concern. You're the father of this child. That means you take responsibility. Period. If you refuse to pay, you don't get to see the baby. I won't let you half-ass this, not after everything you've done.
You're saying I'll never see my own child? Not even once? That's not fair! He's my son, too! You can't do this to me! Even my mom wants to meet her grandchild! She cries at night wondering if she'll ever get the chance! We'll both get on our knees if we have to! We'll apologize! Every cruel word, every mistake, we'll own it! Just please, let us see him!
You will be apologizing, both of you. You owe me that much after the way you treated me. But let me make one thing clear. There is no chance of us getting back together. None.
You really mean that?
I've moved on. The only connection we have now is legal. We are not a couple. You are not my partner. You are the child's father. Nothing more.
So that's it. Just like that.
You made your choice a long time ago. Now I'm finally choosing myself.
Could we at least talk again sometime? Maybe we could just...
The next time we speak will be through our lawyers. Expect a message soon. The two of them begged desperately for reconciliation, but when it came to facing the lawyer, they became surprisingly subdued. Both the child support and the division of assets were settled exactly according to my wishes, and I was absolutely satisfied with the outcome. As for what happened to them afterward, well, things didn't go quite as they had imagined. They were immediately asked to vacate the luxury apartment they had been living in, and now they're living in a small, modest apartment with just the two of them, from what I've heard. Yuta has already had his divorce news spread around the office. It's not just the female employees who are avoiding him. Even the male employees have started making comments behind his back. Apparently, they've been saying things like, "This is the kind of guy who gives all fathers a bad name when it comes to supporting a partner during childbirth. It's frustrating," which has only made him more isolated. Gatlin had once dreamt of living a peaceful life with his son, enjoying his role as a father in a comfortable home, but now reality has hit him hard. The once promising life he had imagined has crumbled, and it seems as though the consequences of his actions have come home to roost. As for Pam, she was hoping that she could at least enjoy some stability in this new life, dreaming of a comfortable existence with her son. Unfortunately, life had other plans. In order to make ends meet, she had to take up a part-time job. This has added more stress to her already difficult life, on top of the daily grind of trying to balance her work and responsibilities as a mother. She's also had to lighten her belt and make every yen count. It's a far cry from the life she had imagined when she was planning her future with Gatlin. Now she's struggling just to get by. Her days are filled with constant worry. About the future, about money, about whether she's doing enough for her son. Her relationship with Gatlin is completely severed now, and while she might have hoped for something more, all she's left with is the harsh reality of managing alone. But despite all of this, she continues to push forward, trying to maintain some semblance of normalcy for her son's sake. Gatlin, meanwhile, is becoming increasingly withdrawn. His status at work has taken a major hit, and he can no longer hide the mistakes he made in his personal life. The other employees have started distancing themselves from him, and it's clear he's been labeled as unreliable and irresponsible. Not just in his personal life, but in the workplace as well. He's feeling the isolation more and more each day, and there's no escaping the damage that his choices have caused. The once comfortable, privileged life he had is slipping further and further away, and it's difficult for him to face the reality of the situation. There was a time when they both had dreams of a beautiful family and a secure future, but those dreams, it seems, were built on shaky foundations. Pam had believed in the man she married, and Gatlin had believed in the life he could offer them. Now, both of them are left to pick up the pieces of what remains. The future looks uncertain for them, but they must press on, even if it means learning to live with the consequences of their past actions. It's strange how quickly things can change, how one moment can alter the course of your life forever. I can't help but feel a sense of satisfaction knowing that I got what I wanted out of the divorce, while they are left with the aftermath of their decisions. It may sound harsh, but it's difficult to feel sorry for them. After all, they chose this path themselves. They begged for reconciliation, only to find that it was too late, that the trust had been broken beyond repair. The legal process, though painful at times, has brought me a sense of closure. I've received what I'm owed, and while it's a bittersweet victory, it's a victory nonetheless. I can now move on with my life, leaving behind the past and the memories that were once so full of hope, but have now been tainted by betrayal. I'm no longer tethered to the past, and I can begin to focus on my future, free from the toxic relationship I once endured. For Gatlin and Pam, however, the struggle is just beginning. They may have hoped for a quick resolution and a smooth transition into their new lives, but life has a way of throwing curveballs when you least expect it. Gatlin, in particular, is facing the harsh reality that he can't escape the consequences of his actions. His reputation at work is tarnished, and it's unlikely that things will improve anytime soon. Pam, on the other hand, is doing her best to navigate the difficult waters of single motherhood while trying to keep her head above water financially. But even with all her efforts, it's clear that life is not going to be easy for her. Looking at them now, I can't help but think that they got exactly what they deserved. They may have thought they could pull everything back together, that they could fix things and make it work. But in the end, the damage was too deep, and their chances of finding happiness together are all but gone. It's a tough lesson to learn, but sometimes the consequences of your actions are unavoidable. I've learned a lot from this experience, about myself, about relationships, and about the importance of trust. And while it hasn't been easy, I know that I'm better off now than I was before. I've found strength in the midst of all the chaos, and I'm confident that the future holds better things for me. As for Gatlin and Pam, I can only hope that they learn from their mistakes and find a way to rebuild their lives, even if it means starting from scratch. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Hey, Mom! When are you going to get back out there to find another job? I feel really embarrassed by the fact that my mom still doesn't have a job yet. I was asked today by Garrett what you do for a job, but I wasn't able to give him a good answer, and that really made me feel like crap. I'm getting really tired of the fact that you just keep living off the money that Dad left us when he passed away. What are you going on about out of the blue? I'm not just abusing the money that he left for the family, Peyton. Seriously? Because from what I can tell, you've been living off of everything he left behind without even leaving the house to do anything besides shop, you neat. So I don't want to hear you saying that you aren't abusing his money. Excuse me? I get that we still have money coming into the house from his retirement every so often, but that is not a good enough reason for you to just sit around all day. From what Garrett has told me, his mom, along with all her other mom friends, all work a job and are just stuck inside, yet you just seem to enjoy being jobless and depressing. Peyton, you know that I'm working right now. Have you always been thinking that I've been unemployed or something? Oh, come on, Mom. How could you possibly have a job when I haven't seen you leave the house other than to get food? Excuse me, Peyton? Well, if you're starting to get offended by me talking to you like this, then maybe it's time you go find something to do that'll make this house some money. What will happen if Garrett breaks up with me because he knows about you being unemployed? I doubt he'd ever do that to you because of my situation. And if you feel like he might do that to you, then maybe you should go have a talk with him about this before that happens. And also, another thing, if you want to keep talking to me like this, then perhaps you should go find a job as well. Huh? Why would I need a job? Well, because Dad passed away while you were still maturing, you ended up crying a whole lot and have since then been very anxious about everything. And that's why, for the longest time, I've spoiled you by letting you take your time with things and living with me. But I never thought you'd start to attack your own mother because you believe that she doesn't have a job. You never even went on to college after high school, and you didn't even find a job to start making your money, instead just going out and about to mess around. So before you try and lecture your own mom anymore, I'd like you to go find a job for yourself. Oh, shut up! I don't want to hear this from the unemployed! And besides, I have a plan of my own. I don't need to look for a job. Unlike you, I'll be just fine not having to make money of my own for a long time or maybe forever. What plan is this? My plan for the future. I plan to have kids early and take care of them all. So I'm going to get married to Garrett soon, and then right off the bat, I'm having kids. Wow, I never expected someone like you want to become such a family woman. Well, I do. At the very least, I want to have 5 kids, and I want to live in a huge and open house where we can all play and have a happy family. And by having that many kids, I'll also be able to have an excuse for not needing to work, and I think it'll be a darn good one. It would be a shame for me to work with all these kids running around and having to always take time off, right? And so that's why I'm never looking for a job. I see. And I want to say that I'm okay with that, but I can tell that that's a terrible excuse. What? But listen, I'm not worried about you or anything, but I'm worried about Peyton. Ever since she graduated from high school, she has never once done anything with herself besides go out and play. And in my mind, I don't think you'd be able to take care of both yourself and her with just the money you're making.
And I've thought long and hard on all of that. It's gonna be tough, but I plan to have a talk with her about how having her as a housewife isn't gonna be possible at first. And that the best thing we can do is both work jobs so we can have plenty of savings for the future. And I've been thinking that I'll even begin to help her with finding a good job that she'll like to do.
Well, are you sure?
I'm 100% sure, but of course I had to start by asking you what you think of the plan.
Babies after that, it's best to just do part-time work, right? I'll be able to get a lot of time off from work whenever I want, and if I want to quit, it's really easy.
But what about the money side of things? The wedding alone is going to cost you guys a lot of money, I feel. And when it comes to your kids in the future, you'll need a lot saved up for them as well. And I just think that a part-time job won't cut it. It'd be so much more efficient if you just worked full-time somewhere, don't you think?
And I'm supposed to trust what a jobless person thinks? I'll be just fine with the money I make working part-time, and I won't be as stressed out from having to work for 40 hours a week. And actually, I have a plan for the house. I'd like for you to get out of this house for Garrett and I.
What?
From today, I'd like this house to be where Garrett and I start our family. And we don't need some jobless neat of a grandma in the house anymore, so go away.
Now hold on 1 second, Peyton. What makes you think you can talk to me like that? And what makes you think that I'm going to leave my house?
Well, that's to help us save money by not needing to buy a house of our own. At first, we were thinking of just both living there with you, but that could mean that we'd need to pay rent on the room we stayed in, right? So instead of doing that, and to save some major money, we are going to be taking the house from you.
Are you sure?
I'm telling you that we thought through living in that house with you, and besides the rent, just think. It'd be an embarrassment for us to have to live together with a mom who never goes outside. So, if you'd be really nice as to leave that house and let the two of us start our family in peace, that'd be great.
And what will you do about the rent for the house that I pay now? It's only $300, so I'll take care of it. $300?
That place was originally being rented by Dad, right? So that would mean that the price hasn't increased since he started renting the house long ago. And even with the bills for electricity and stuff, we still won't have to pay more than $1,000 a month. When comparing that to other places that need to be rented, that's so cheap.
And that's why you want me out? I promise I wouldn't charge you guys anything to live here, actually. I'd actually be happy to all grow up here, rather than getting kicked out by my own daughter.
Well, won't leaving this place be a good experience for you? Sooner or later, Dad's money will run out, and then you'll have to find a way to make some money.
Huh?
Anyway, this house is going to be yours, starting today, so the unemployed grandma needs to get out of there now. And I think you can use this chance to finally find some work.
Then I guess I have no other choice than to leave this house. But if you plan to live in this house, it'll be $3,000 a month, actually. And I'm no longer going to help you pay for that.
Eh? $3,000 a month? What are you on about, Mom? I know that Dad wasn't paying that much when he was around. And since he was here before the company that technically rents it to us changed, we still only have to pay $300 for it, correct?
Dad never had to pay that little for this place. He has always been paying $3,000, and since he passed, I've been the one paying all of that every month.
Huh? But I thought we didn't have to pay that much.
Just because you thought that Dad didn't have to pay that much because he rented the place before the change doesn't mean he wasn't paying the same amount before. I guess you just thought since we've rented this place for the longest time that the rent wouldn't be that much. Sorry that you never understood how much your dad and I have actually been paying. But you'll soon learn that you will be paying $3,000 every month for this house.
No. That can't be true. Even if you guys have been paying more than $300, there's no way it costs $3,000 for this place, especially when someone like you has to pay that amount. You don't even make any money to be paying that now. I know that you have Dad's money to live on, but even that doesn't get you enough to rent this place for that kind of money.
I told you before that I'm not just abusing the money he's left for me. I've made sure to have a job for the extra money, and that job happens to let me work from home. And with the money I'm making, that $3,000 is not a problem at all. I even make enough to raise a spoiled brat like you over the years.
Huh? A job that you're doing from home? What makes you think I'd believe that? Didn't you quit your job the moment that Dad passed away? You knew that you'd be getting everything from him, so you chose to become a NEET so that you could just live off of what he left you.
I see. So that's another thing you're pretty confused about.
What? Confused?
I did indeed leave my job right after Dad passed away, but that wasn't me being unemployed, but rather just changing to a new job. I was so worried about you crying all the time over the loss of him, so I made sure to find a job where I could be at home with you all the time.
Eh?
Just to make sure you were all right, I used the old laptop I had to start working for a company that allowed me to remain working remotely, and that's how I've stayed employed all this time. And so, during the day, I was finally able to stay home with you while I worked away at my new job, and when you'd go to bed, I'd stay up a few hours to get some extra work done. But I never thought you'd begin to think that I've been unemployed all this time.
Eh? So then you really have been working this whole time? And even been able to make enough to afford keeping us in this house? And that means you're not just some NEET?
$3,000, right? I had heard all about that from Peyton, but that's going to be too much for me to pay. And actually, I've sort of been thinking about ending things between us.
Oh?
I'm so sorry, Deborah. Is it okay for me to say that I've changed my mind about her?
How has your mind changed? She told me that you even proposed to her already and everything.
I know that a while back I had asked you all those questions and for your permission to marry her, but recently I've started to feel that she might not be the right choice for someone as serious as me.
Really?
We had promised that we'd both work nice jobs in order to save up for our future together, but when she told me she'd found a place to work, I never thought I'd hear her say she'd work part-time for a local convenience store.
That surprised me as well. I even told her that I wasn't exactly happy that she chose to only work part-time for minimum wage.
I asked her plenty of times why she didn't just want to work full-time, and she always replied saying that it would be too stressful for her when it came time to have kids. But to me, that all sounded like some shallow excuses. And I always heard her say that saving money was the #1 thing between us. But when I asked her how she planned to start saving, she told me it was by getting us a house for free. And I guess that ended up meaning that she'd kick you out. And since she expected that we wouldn't need to pay for a house, she would always splurge on desserts and clothing instead of saving anything.
She was always the one with a terrible sweet tooth.
It's because I proposed to her recently that she went off the deep end and started showing me her true colors, and has shown me that she doesn't actually care to save for the future or anything. And I've been trying to think of ways to make this work for us, but every time I get caught up in this situation, I start to panic. Before, I was so looking forward to getting married to her, but now I can't even think about it without feeling some sort of regret.
Don't feel that that's a problem, though. You're just worried because you actually plan to take the future seriously.
so to get him back, I will go out and find a better job. So, Mom, while I do this, can you come back and look after me? At least come back here and pay for the rent of this place.
Hmm?
I'm never going to be able to afford this rent with only 15 hours of minimum wage. I'm sorry for kicking you out before. I know now that I screwed up, so will you please get back here?
I'm sorry, but I've already moved into a new apartment, so I'm not planning to ever go back to that place.
Are you kidding?
If you feel you can't afford the place, then leave before this last month's rent is up. Then you can start looking for a more suitable apartment that fits your income.
Wait, Mom. Are you not going to ask for me to come live with you there, then?
I have no reason to. I don't even want to live with a daughter that throws her mom out of the house.
What?
I know that I really messed